The ship gets completely fucked up. It's like adrift in space. And then Ahsoka gets out in a spacesuit and starts fighting the Farkles.
That was weird, man.
It's kind of fun. But I want to talk about like range and like movement, and there's a big thing in fighting with like measuring distance, and like there's a lot of really long skinny fighters that win the fight because they're able to stay at distance and hit the other person can't hit them. And when you're in like an infinite like void of space and you have all this direction and you're in a ship and there's a ship here and Ahsoka's on the ship, you just shoot at the ship. You don't fly in so close, so infinitesimally close in the vast void of space that Ahsoka can cut your ship with a lightsaber. It's the dumbest tactic you could ever do. Literally, like they're here, she's there, just fire at her. Why are you flying right past the bitch with a lightsaber? So, we open with this really cool, like, kendo-style training sequence with old Huyang and fucking Sabine. There's, like, all these digital arms up and she's swinging through. And she's learning and she's training. And she is really good at combat, but she's a Mandalorian. But she's just, like, not proficient with the Force whatsoever. Which kind of makes her a more interesting character. She has flaws. She's not just uber powerful. She's like trying to do a thing and falling short.
Yeah, no, I do like that a lot. Like, instead of it just being like Rey and just fucking like coming into it fucking amazing at everything.
Having no training sequences whatsoever.
Yeah, no.
We get heaps of stuff with Ahsoka.
She has flaws.
Yeah. And we see her like learning and trying and failing and like,
failing.
Yeah. And Ahsoka talking down to her and Huyang
Spitting
turning
on her.
down to her.
Yeah.
None of that stuff we got with Rey. Rey was just the greatest thing ever.
More people should have spit on Rey.
Yeah. Maybe they will in the Rey movie. Who are we to know?
It's a sequence of everyone just spitting on it. Could be great.
And then we see Sabine, her child, who was Blindy McBlind. Darth Maul cut his eyes out and then he blew up.
Kanan?
Kanan, yeah. And Twi'leks and humans, when they crossbreed, they just have like human kids.
Yeah, I just assumed it was adopted.
I think in Rebels she at some point says she's pregnant.
And she gives birth to a human child.
Apparently, a human and a
Twi'lek.
Twi'lek.
Some fucked up hide was like,
well, that's what I wanted to talk about, because we don't see many like cross-species mating in live-action Star Wars, as far as I know. Maybe in the EU.
You would think it wouldn't work.
Yeah, that's not how it works in our world. If you fuck a giraffe, nothing happens.
Yeah, I mean, something happens.
A few things happen, but it doesn't give birth to a human with giraffe ears.
No, completely human.
Yeah.
She remember we didn't have the tentacles.
So I'm pretty sure that's Kanan's kid. I'm pretty sure. I slept through at least 30% of Rebels, but I'm pretty sure that she was pregnant to Kanan's kid.
That's just fucked, but okay, for the sake of, I guess. Okay, I don't know. No, I don't know. It angers me, but it doesn't at the same time.
Thrawn is not your typical Imperial officer. I know because I fought against him.
We also get like the old stereotypical close-minded hierarchy with their preconceptions, and they're like, no, we're not gonna send you any forces, Sabine, to see the hyperdrive ring and Thrawn and all that. It's a very like atypical like plot point, and it creates more tension and suspense because our heroes are on their own, they're not backed up by the fleet. But yeah, it was just like a very atypical, oh, we don't trust you, boy who cried wolf kind of thing.
Yeah.
She's like, you people haven't even fought in the war, you don't even know what this is about, you don't even know what's going on. But they're like, yeah, no, we don't believe you, you just want to get Ezra back. You're always going on about Thrawn.
Grand Admiral Thrawn is dead. And I'm sorry to say, it is my opinion that your friend Ezra Bridger heroically died with him.
You don't know that.
I don't know, I personally had trouble really getting into their whole dynamic between the two.
Who?
Ahsoka and Sabine.
Yeah, true, interesting.
Like, I didn't hate it, but I care more about what's going on with those Jedi than I care about what's going on with Ahsoka and
I like
Sabine.
Ahsoka and Sabine. I think they have like an interesting history and dynamic, especially with like Huyang put in there. He kind of makes it funny and witty, and then they have like trouble, but it's not like bitchy or annoying. It's like complex and interesting.
To me, it just feels like they're supposed to be people, old friends, but they seem like they absolutely hate each other, and they are only talking to each other through circumstance.
Nah, that's exactly what's happening.
But they're supposed to be old friends. What the fuck's the point of them even being together then?
Well, yeah, Ahsoka stopped the training and walked away.
Just like, fuck you, bitch. You haven't changed a fucking bit.
They get a message from Sabine that there's no backup. They enter into this atmosphere, this like planet, and there's the motherfucking hyperdrive ring, and we get this really cool dogfight. It had like shades of episode 4. Ahsoka doesn't trust Sabine at first, and then she ends up like letting her do a game plan, and she like blew it up and was like Luke, and she was like woohoo!
Yeah, that's right, with all the fighters and shit.
Yeah, it was a well executed dogfight in space.
I was just waiting for Ahsoka to be like, alright, don't get cocky. I was just waiting for it.
It was very close.
I'm very glad they didn't though.
Yeah, it was very close, but I think they got away with it. It's like poetry, it rhymes. Just doing the same thing again and again, everybody the same fucking thing.
Yeah, no, but they didn't do it, so
they didn't do it, they just almost did it. They're flying towards the ring. Huyang is trying to get like data from it. It's very tense, it's very suspenseful. That dark Jedi chick that you're into, she looks like she's flying a modified Naboo starfighter again, just like Mandy. They just did that exact like same ship, and now I think they're doing it.
I didn't pick up on that.
I'll show it here. I think it was just another modified hot-rodded Naboo starfighter.
Everyone's just riding around.
I mean, they are cool ships, and we all have like nostalgia for like. I used to have like the big thing of it. It's gone.
But it
I'm
kind of
not
takes
bitter
away
about
from
it. But it just happened. Mandy just got one. If it is, I'm showing it here. If it is, then it feels too fresh to just come up immediately. Especially considering it is like, you know, an 80-year-old ship or something.
Yeah, right? I don't know. I just don't remember that, hey?
That's fair. That's fair. The ship gets completely fucked up. It's like adrift in space. And then Ahsoka gets out in a spacesuit and starts fighting the fighters.
That was weird, man.
It's kind of fun. But I want to talk about like range and like movement. And there's a big thing in fighting with like measuring distance, and like there's a lot of really long skinny fighters that win the fight because they're able to stay at distance and hit the other person can't hit them. And when you're in like an infinite like void of space and you have all this direction and you're in a ship and there's a ship here and Ahsoka's on the ship, you just shoot at the ship. You don't fly in so close, so infinitesimally close in the vast void of space that Ahsoka can cut your ship with a lightsaber. It's the dumbest tactic you could ever do. Literally, like they're here, she said, just fire at her. Why are you flying right past the bitch with a lightsaber? This has always bugged me since I was a kid, and it's in heaps like video games and stuff. And there's always something I assumed as a kid, which has been proven to not be true at all. But I always thought like, yeah, lightsabers block blaster bolts, but I didn't think they'd be able to block just one from a ship. I thought they'd be bigger, and like the lightsaber would like block half of it, and it would like spear off, or like a piece of it.
Well,
would
that's
still
why
come
Obi-Wan
through.
didn't deflect Jango's.
Yeah, but here, like, I'm pretty sure Ahsoka just deflects.
Well, yeah, but Ahsoka's God.
Yeah.
That's no, I'm just kidding. It's just it's different now, I guess. I felt the same. Like it was like it's missiles almost like.
Yeah, or it's like it's a bigger blast. It's like maybe you can hit it with a lightsaber, but it's not just gonna go doing. It's gonna go like
Yeah,
or
shatter or something.
Yeah, pieces of it still fly through at you, but that's fine. That's okay. They fly down to the planet, and we see those space whales.
Just fucking Death Star shoots the Ahsoka's like, and then Buzz
That's how it works. That's how the physics of a lightsaber and a laser work. It doesn't matter if the laser's 40 kilometers long and you got a little lightsaber, you just go ting. Apparently. And apparently if you're in a ship and a Jedi's on the ship, you just fly right in close to us so she can hit you with her lightsaber. Well, there she is. Let's see how close I can get.
It's like the dumbest thing, she can't do anything to you from that distance.
She has like a fucking melee weapon. She has a melee weapon.
And you fly in and allow her to disable you.
While you're in space.
Like, of all places, man. This is The Expanse.
That you don't see that type of shit in The Expanse.
Of course fucking not. It's fucking retarded.
They fly down to this planet and we see the space whales I was telling you about. They're in the Rebels final and also another Rebels episode. They're like a hyperdrive force whales that shot Ezra and Thrawn off. They go down Yeah, they go down to the planet. I like the look of the planet. The trees were like black with like red leaves and it was very like ominous and interesting and just fascinating and cool visuals on this planet.
No fucking oath, I love this. It's all looking amazing. Like, it doesn't look fake either, it just looks legitimate.
It looks really
it's
good.
Very like samurai.
It has a lot of those.
There's
The
a lot
training
of those elements
sequences
in episode 4.
and that influenced George Lucas and episode 4 a whole lot. Kira Kurosawa and all those old 60s, 70s samurai movies, Yojimbo.
So it makes sense paying homage to that and keeping that style works in Star Wars.
He's paying homage
You know?
to something that Lucas was paying homage to. He's familiar with the building blocks of the original Star Wars and he's using them here.
Yeah.
Unlike Ryan Johnson. And same with Jon Favreau in like the first season of Mandalorian. Star Wars had a lot of Western elements too when he was pulling from the spaghetti Western elements. Also spaghetti Westerns and samurai movies, they have like a close interlinked relationship and there are a lot of crossover movies there. They're like the Man with No Name trilogy and Yojimbo. They're like basically the same kind of movie as well. They go down onto the planet and they walk up to old mate, the main Dark Jedi guy, and the episode just ends. And it's like 30 minutes, and this runtime's killing me. They feel like half episodes.
Yeah, episode 4 is the same too.
Yeah, I think
how short it
it's
was.
40 minutes with credits and with like the recap. So maybe it's 30 minutes, and the episode 3 was like 25 minutes. They're like episodes.
It's probably quite a short story. All this is bridging the thing to the movie, like you were saying, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know how many more shows or seasons are going to be in between here and the final wrap-up movie, but...
Oh, so we might get some battles for the throne in future series. That'd be pretty cool. And maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I guess they get like a longer time to like keep the fans engaged and keep talk up if it's like over 8 weeks and if it's over 4 weeks. But these are like 4 episodes, really, not 8. You could combine these 2 episodes into 1 episode and it'd just be like an episode of House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
It'd go for like an hour and 10 minutes and it wouldn't drag and it'd have fine pacing.
Yeah, exactly. And the end of episode 4 could have easily been the end of episode 3.
But no. That's fine.
Yeah, that being said, I just loved the dynamic of this episode. Like, where old mate's repairing the ship, and then he's like, when he realizes something's up, he cuts the thing, and then she's like, oh, for fuck's sake, mate, what's this droid doing, cunt? And Ahsoka's just like, he's not... And it was just really cool with the dim lights and the lightsabers coming on, and Ahsoka just knowing that he wouldn't do that.
The tone in general is really like serious and tense and suspenseful and like stuff matters and you're like pulled in and they're like hyper alert and everything's happening for a reason. It's not just like silly fucking bullshit. You know?
Yeah, 100%.
It's like telling, a serious story that has consequences. And so fucking basically they get ambushed and a bunch of guys come out. There's a really cool droid battle with Huyang and some other droid.
He was way more badass than I was expecting him to be.
Yeah, for an old ancient Jedi droid, he still has some kick in him. He lost overall and called for help, but he held up well.
Yeah, fucking hell, he's a good lad. Good lad. I really enjoyed the choreography of the fight too.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliantly done.
Yeah. So they dispatched those guys pretty easily. Those
guys there.
Yeah, the Dark Jedi lady. I wrote it.
It was cool seeing Sabine doing all the as a Mandalorian using her pistol and shit.
I really like the dynamic of like the Jedi and the Mandalorian fighting together, and like those 2 elements. That first little fight they had with the people coming out of them, it was really cool. The way it was executed and choreographed and edited, it was really interesting. Shin. That girl's name is Shin.
Yeah.
Shin goes up to, I don't know the guy's name. That guy. Her master.
Yeah.
And she's like, they're in there and they go in. And there's this really nice moment between Huyang and Ahsoka and Sabine where it's like, you guys should stick together. You were better together. always stick together and like, yeah, no worries. So I like they have like little history together. I do like their interactions.
100%. No, I've never had any problems with Huyang. He's fucking nailed.
He's amazing. David Tennant for the win. I just finished.
Is that David Tennant? Fucking oath.
I just finished watching the David Tennant era last night. Although he does come back a couple of times. Spoilers.
Stay together. You always did better that way, in my opinion.
They run off into the fucking forest and we get an awesome fucking showdown, man. This was like
old mate Inquisitor guy there too.
Yeah, and he started doing the spinning thing, but the lightsabers had weight.
It felt horrifying. Like, can you imagine being there?
Like they had weight, and like in Rebels, there was like, he didn't fly with it, which is disappointing.
No, not disappointing. It was brilliantly done.
This was like
and his red lightsaber just it looked so much more evil because theirs has been orange. So seeing the red one, you're just like, oh.
Yeah, and like Sabine and Shin have like all this history together. They've only been in like an hour of cinema together, but they had a showdown and Sabine lost, and now they just immediately rematched like round 2. So
I had a lot of problems with how well Sabine did in this lightsaber battle. I feel like she should still get fucked up. Like, she has not earned the ability to start holding this much weight in that lightsaber battle.
Yeah.
She's done a little bit of training. Like, how long has it been?
Oh, a couple of days.
A couple of days since she couldn't even like move the cup or whatever, and.
Yeah, well, she doesn't have the force, but like the first time she was just like completely thrown in. Like she had no idea she's gonna be in a lightsaber battle. She's like,
and she has a Mandalorian armor this time too.
She was like preparing for a fight. The first time she was reading a star map and like, got ambushed and then ran through and like.
That's a very good point. It's a very different circumstance.
Yeah, like it's like going in for a fight that you're ready for rather than getting jumped on the street or jumped in your house.
I still don't think it was earned, but
that's fair.
I wasn't against it.
That's fair. In general, I thought it was like top tier Star Wars. It was very well choreographed. And
the actual fight itself could not fault it. It was just for the character.
That's fair. Ahsoka kills the Inquisitor guy and just turns to smoke?
Yeah, that part was like, wow, that was pretty creepy.
Is that been in anything previous?
No, I've never seen that before. He's gonna come back, I bet. Like, there's something there that is...
I wrote his name.
Different. Krill or some shit?
Farok?
Oh, shit.
Farok?
Completely wrong.
Farok? Krillin?
And he's an Inquisitor after the Empire.
Yeah,
well, most of the Inquisitors croaked before the original trilogy.
Yeah, because you think most of the Jedis are gone. Why have Inquisitors? I don't know. And he's like a smoke monster.
Yeah.
It was weird in a very good way. I was like,
oh yeah, it was fucking fantastic. I was like, oh yeah, nice.
What is this?
And you just left that there, wait a second, and then it cuts back to Sabine and fucking.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh yeah, that's right, lightsaber battle.
Oh.
Well, you know how you think lightsaber battles and shit and Star Wars? I'm sick of that. It's like no. I'm sick of it being shit.
Yeah,
give me good stuff. Give me this.
If you're invested in the characters and it's well choreographed. I didn't like how Sabine just fell over and a like helmet instantly shot off as well. I understand it from a filmmaking level because like there's all this dialogue later on and she's given this choice and blah 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 and she had a helmet on, like there'd be like so much emotion lost.
Yeah.
But from like a weaponry standpoint, like the first encounter she's in, she just like trips over and the helmet's like toom. Like, why you have a helmet?
Well,
doesn't work.
Like to your face, man. Like wherever it's like motorcycle helmet, it's like fucking on there.
This one was just off.
Cunts get their heads cut off in accidents and shit and fly still inside those helmets.
That's true.
You know?
We need her to emote with her face.
So what was that?
We need her to emote with her face in the drama sequences. Yeah, so earlier on, Ahsoka's like, oh look, the enemy has the map, they have the fucking hyperdrive ring, they have everything. If the time comes, we should destroy it rather than let Thrawn back.
Yeah, if we can't, no one can.
And Sabine's like, no. In Rebels, and I watched Rebels, okay? I watched it. I slept through some of it, and I didn't pay the greatest amount of detail to every single fucking episode. But from what I remember, Ezra was all hot for Sabine, and he wanted to fuck her, and she was like, we're just friends?
Yeah, that was what I
Now
thought.
does she have an emotional, like romantic relationship to this guy? Or is this just friendship? Because she's like ready to burn the world for this friend.
Yeah, who she doesn't know is actually there.
Maybe they like had some interactions towards the end or something. I don't remember.
I mean,
But as far as I remember, she was like, nah.
They certainly had interactions, but she was never interested. She had more going on with the Darksaber and shit.
That's fair. Yeah, so Ahsoka defeats the Inquisitor. Shin kind of defeats Sabine and has her, and then Sabine like Mandalorians her way out there, and Shin has like smoke bombs and like fleas.
Yeah, that's weird.
Shin could have killed her though, but she was like laughing at her because she couldn't use the Force, and she Mandalorianed it the fuck up.
That was awesome. Yeah.
We get this interaction, just like another showdown straight away immediately between Ahsoka and this Dark Jedi guy. I need to learn his name. I'll learn it for the next episode. I think I have the actor's name written down. He died.
Old Daddy McGee.
That's not his name! Fuck. His name's Ray Stevenson, not old Daddy McGee.
But he is though.
He's not alive, McGee, I'll tell you that much. Because he's dead. And he's immediately like, fucking, did you leave the order? And is that why Anakin turned? And just like ripping on Ahsoka and like getting in the head and pop psychology. And she's like, what the fuck? I'm not here talking about Anakin.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck is this coming from?
That's what they do though. They're always like in your head. And like, as you're having a lightsaber battle with the Sith, they're like having a pop psychology moment with you. Like, they're trying to feed into your fears and your anger and your emotions because they want you to like go nuts.
Oh, there's some things I have to say about this lightsaber battle.
Well, saying.
Okay, no, I'm just kidding. But no, so the thing that I thought was amazing in this lightsaber battle is there was a moment when they were like they were just kind of sussing each other out and adjusting their lightsaber form. So in the games, there's like the games, I guess Covington should too, but I mostly know from the games.
Yeah.
There's lightsaber forms. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And it affects like Obi-Wan's the master of the defensive lightsaber form.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. And Mace Windu's is more one that's more like a dance with the dark side one, and so on and so forth. But yeah, that's what they were doing when they were like changing how to deal with it, to deal with the situation, because he obviously has a lot of respect for Ahsoka, and he knows that she's a talented duelist. Because I would not want to go up against her.
She's like, yeah, one of the best.
Yeah, right. Her and Maul. Fucking hell, that was an epic battle in the Clone Wars.
Sure, and she bested him then, didn't she? Yeah, so they have a fight once again. The action is a really standout point of this series. It's like Dave Filoni is a fan himself, so he knows exactly what to do to please Star Wars fans, because he's like pleasing himself.
Yeah, he's just like, like his own creation, he's like, if he can get off to it, he's happy. Yeah. He's like, alright, the fans will be happy. Just give me a minute with it and then we'll see if the fans will be happy.
Like fucking dogs. Wild animals. Welcome to Dissecting Her, everybody. If you're a first time viewer, I'm sorry. But there's gonna be more of this.
That's complete left turn, eh?
It's like,
I've got a lot of respect for Dave Filoni. I do actually really respect Dave Filoni too, but we're gonna talk some shit.
That wasn't even like bad mouthing, that was an observation of
how I reckon
he made the series.
Hey, if it gives me good content, I don't give a shit what
That's that. Ray Stevenson's, I don't know his name, the Dark Jedi guy, he defeats Ahsoka. And then fucking Sabine's there and she's got the map. And Ahsoka's like, do any sealed door, throw the ring into the mountain, cast it in, destroy the ring.
Cast it into the fire.
Destroy it. And she's like, no.
I was like, there wasn't even a second moment, she's like, bang, off the fuck. I was like, you should have sliced the head off, mate. You were in sure it was done.
Yeah, same with Shin. She had Sabine in the forest. She should have
One thing you should know about Jedi is they come back if you don't make sure they're dead.
Yeah, that's it. Darth Maul. I was going to say too, we set up the Huyang bit where it's like, stay together, you guys always work together when you stay together, and then they split up. And it immediately like goes as fucking badly as it fucking could. Ahsoka falls off the cliff. Old mate Ray Stevenson's is like swindling her and talking to her.
Sabine just destroyed it though.
Yeah.
When she had the chance, it was like, oh.
She wants to get his back. because she loved Ezra, and you love Ezra, and you want Ezra.
I really wish I loved Ezra. Hey, I really wish I
It'd
cared
make
about
like
Mark.
this moment work better. I mean, I don't love Ezra either. I don't hate him like you do, but
He was just so fucking annoying.
yeah,
If he's not annoying in this, please just give me a version where it's not annoying and I'll stop hating Ezra Bridger.
I mean, he's been in like some alternate galaxy with Thrawn and space whales for like 10 odd years, so presumably he's changed.
Hopefully he has a beard.
Hopefully. Kanan did, so that's kind of the trend. If your master has a beard, you need to grow up a beard.
Just wearing a fucking thing over his eyes for no
Blind,
reason. Are you blind? No. It's like, oh, you're a fucking idiot then. Don't worry after.
Ahsoka falls off the thing. Sabine, just like Star-Lord in Infinity War, succumbs to her personal emotions and doesn't think about the greater good of the galaxy and this fucking massive evil returning.
It just goes to show how much she doesn't listen though, eh?
Yeah, she gives Ray Stevenson's the map, and then Shin, who was knocked out, like starts choking her. I like how those two characters who hate each other now are like thrown together.
Yeah.
Sabine's like handcuffed and taken up to the ship, and Shin's just like, oh.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, they're in the massive hyperdrive ring, and then what's her name? Hera. Hera arrives with a bunch of X-Wings. She just did the Rebels thing where she's like, I'm taking the things. Did you feel?
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
Was that Rogue One? Is that what you're quoting? Well, no, is that
Yeah, that's what Hera says.
there's like an exact same scene in Rogue One. I
I
think.
fucking could not quote Rogue One because I didn't watch it again, eh?
How many times have you seen Rogue One?
Once?
Really?
Maybe twice.
Yeah, I thought it was okay, and I've probably seen it like 7 times. Not 7 times, but like 4.
I imagine
5.
watching it now that I've seen Andor, maybe it'll be a bit better.
No, not for me.
Oh, if you don't know.
I watched season 1 of Andor, then immediately watched Rogue One. I was like, eh. But maybe season 2 will make it better.
It's because Andor, like, I cared a lot about a lot of the characters in Andor, but not Andor.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, they just don't do anything with any of the characters in Rogue One. Anyway, wait, we haven't done a Rogue One review. We'll
When are
do.
we doing a Rogue One review?
We haven't done a Rogue One review. I was going to say, our Rogue One review is down here, but it's not. It's one of the
It's because
few.
we reviewed every other Star Wars movie,
Yeah.
haven't we?
Well, we haven't done the original trilogy. We should do Andor season 2, and then Rogue One, and then episode 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
That'll be like in a couple of years' time. And I think we waited like 6 years before we cracked into the original trilogy. But I just cracked into the original Indiana Jones trilogy. And I think in like a year's time, it'll be a good time to crack into the OT
I'm up for it.
after Andor season 2. Yeah, I loved the scene where all the X-Wings arrive and they're just like, we're not going to engage. And they just hyperdrive the fuck out there and they go like through them. And it's just like chaos and like fire and explosions and death and stuff. And like, it was
Taking the same
crazy.
sort of shit from The Last Jedi, but making me actually care about it.
Yeah, and it seemed like consequential and like shocking and like crazy.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and they just. It felt like the end of Empire. Just everything like fell to shit completely. When Yang's left, like Ahsoka, Sabine,
Yeah,
Hera.
no one's answering.
We see like where the star map was and that cool projection thing. We're panning across the water and we go into that dream world. What's it called? Do you know what it's called?
No, I don't. I'm sorry. I know the world that it is, but no.
Yeah, it was in an episode of Rebels.
It was like one of the last ones, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, fall from the last. I think it was like the next episode you're gonna watch, maybe. I don't know. Ezra, he goes through like a Jedi tomb and shit into it, and like finds like an entrance into it, like holocrons and clues and puzzles and paintings and all this fucking shit. And then yeah, there's all these different rooms with all these different like times and shit. And he pulls Ahsoka out because Ahsoka, she like fought Darth Vader and like they just left it there. They didn't pick it back up.
Yeah,
And
the
like,
tomb, I
kind of
remember
implied
that,
that
yeah.
she died. So he pulls Ahsoka out of there and saves her. But now Ahsoka's just fallen and she's fucking in there. And we pan over as little Annie. Annie?
Yeah, that's right. I was like, ooh. When I saw it, I was like, ah.
What, little Annie?
Little Annie, yeah.
What? CGI DH little Annie?
Yeah.
I don't know, you can either go the Obi-Wan route where it's just like 47-year-old Hayden Christensen like, and then like ease the wrinkles out, but he's still like 47. Or like they look like they've gone like hard digital.
I'm okay with it. It's just, it was very weird to look at. I had to get used to it.
Well, we'll see in the next episode, I guess. We only see like a shot of him.
Yeah.
I think maybe it'll work better because it is in like this weird dream realm thing. It makes sense for him to look more weird than, you know, like just like Luke or fucking Indiana Jones or any of the other numerous fucking de-aging things they've done. I always need to do the de-aging. Why can't they just leave it alone?
Because they won't go to new content. So they have to bring back old characters that are supposed to be specific ages.
Little Annie.
Can't.
How come little Annie has to fucking not be fucking old and bald and no eyebrows and all
Well,
that?
she wouldn't recognise him, would she?
She's like, oh, who are you? But everyone is fucking Alec Guinness.
Is it his Force Ghost though, or is it fucking her memory, like some weird dimension version?
Yeah, I guess it's not his Force Ghost, is it? Because it's not transparent.
It could be his Force Ghost. She's in a different realm.
I don't know. I don't know what it
Well,
is.
maybe we'll find out next episode.
So are you a Force Ghost or just like it's from a different realm? Oh, he's from a different realm.
Love.
He is Force Ghost, man.
Good. At least it was Force Ghost for like getting new Anakin, not just memory Anakin. If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
well, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I thought
we have nothing from light side Force Ghost Anakin after episode 6. There's just nothing.
he just rocks up.
How
and
much would it
and everyone would be like, who is that?
How much would Kylo Ren have benefited from fucking Anakin just rocking up and be like, cunt, what are you doing?
Don't burn the Jedi Temple.
Don't
stop
Don't be
Grogu
like
like a
Darth
bug.
Vader. I came back. I stopped being like that guy.
Yeah,
Trust me.
I changed, man.
Yeah, man,
This
you
guy
should-
made me change
why not-
my son.
Why not be more like me in the fucking Clone Wars, cunt?
Yeah, you can watch that one fucking Disney
Packs open a
Plus.
beer.
Aussie as fuck.
Beer gut. Staying singlet.
Just be more like me, kind of I thought this episode, like the first one was fine, nothing really happened. It was like 30 minutes. But I thought like if you put these together like as an episode, I thought it was brilliant.
Oh, fucking
I thought the action was really good, the story was really good, the characters are interesting, they're going somewhere interesting, like the way it ends. I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
I'm genuinely invested. It feels good to be invested again.
Yeah, that's very fair.
But like I said, I'm just not feeling Sabine and Ahsoka's relationship. But I don't know, maybe that'll change. But
Hopefully, that's like a big part of the story.
Yeah. Oh well. you can't make myself feel for it.
No, you can't.
It's their fucking job.
They're failing. Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to say about these two episodes, or one episode, if you
The
will?
main thing I wanted to really reference was that lightsaber form thing.
That's fair.
It's actually a really cool thing in the Knights of the Republic game. This is from Knights of the Republic 2, where fucking... Because you're hunting down the last few Jedi survivors, because there was a Jedi purge back in those days as well.
Yeah.
And your character is like the exile, she's like a wound in the Force. So she somewhat, without intention, sucks the Force out of things as she goes from planet to planet.
Yeah.
It was to do with her being cut off from the Force. The Jedi cut her off, and it just made this enigma sort of thing.
That's interesting.
Anyway, so she goes and if you're going dark side, you can hunt down the Jedi Masters. And while you're dueling them, there's like a cutscene where your character learns the new lightsaber form by dueling them and studying how they're using it. They're the master of this form or whatever, and then you can use that same form to defeat them with. It's really cool.
That is cool.
And then you can mock them, well, I'm gonna use your own form to defeat you, old man.
Yeah. That's fascinating.
Either that, if you light out, they just teach you it. But I just die.
Alright, yeah, we'll see you guys for episodes 5 and 6. We're halfway through.
We're halfway there.
Whoa, oh, living on a prayer.